All right, so with Genkishin Squadra being out for a while now, and with by the time I'm recording this video, season 3 being over and season 4 probably announced because I have no idea when this is coming out, I have a list of Dragon Ball characters that I would like to see added in Genkishin Squadra, and I have a feeling that a lot of people are gonna agree with, and some of these people won't agree with, but you know, it's just the way it is. It's the way life is. People want certain things, others don't. So, with that out of the way, let's discuss some characters I would like to see in Genkishin Squadron. So, I'm not going in particular order. I just read this down in like 5 minutes, kind of jotting ideas down about characters. The first one I have on here is UI Goku, obviously, because that's, as it stands now, Goku's strongest form. And I think it would be so cool for them to add, and I imagine they are going to add UI Goku. It'll probably be like anniversary, but it'll be so cool for them to add UI Goku into the game. They could do a lot of shenanigans with them. He would probably be. I should probably mention with some characters, I probably won't do like the role they play, but for some I might. Like UI Goku would probably be technical because well, I don't know. I heard someone say that like characters are stuck in their certain role, and since Goku is the damage role, I don't think UI would be. Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna worry about that. Anyways, I think UI would be technical because technical characters do a lot of stuff, and I imagine with UI Goku, he would have the ability to like dodge certain attacks with an ability. So I think he would be a technical. I have a feeling they would probably break their rule about characters just being a certain type with him because it's UI fucking Goku. So that's what I think UI Goku would be. Another character I have on here is Majin Vegeta. And I mean, I just like, I like Vegeta. Like, that's the only reason why I have him on here. I imagine he would be a tank. And honestly, if they wanted to, they could do something really funny with Majin Vegeta when he comes out. Because when Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta came out, he was really good. I think he's still really good, but he's not the best in the world because he got nerfed, but I think he's still good. I still main uh, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta because I like Vegeta a lot. I think Super Saiyan 4 looks really cool. So yeah, I still main him when I play tank, but I do think with Majin Vegeta they would give him a lot of BS like how they did with Dragon Ball Legends. If you don't know about that, essentially when Majin Vegeta came out in Dragon Ball Legends, the Ultra variation of him when he came out in Dragon Ball Legends, he was cracked. They gave him a lot of stuff for no reason, and he was very annoying. And I imagine they would probably do the same thing with Majin Vegeta in Squadra. I hope they do. You know, I hope they do. The next character I have on here is Super Saiyan 4 Goku GT. I forgot I had to specify it because we now have Diamond Super Saiyan 4 and we have GT. But in this context, I'm talking about Super Saiyan 4 GT Goku because, we already have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta in the game. I like Super Saiyan 4s. They're really cool. Everyone else likes them too, so I imagine obviously he would probably be a damage role because apparently that they said that a while ago that characters can't change roles once they're assigned to one. Who knows if that'll change? I imagine it will, but I imagine it would be really good. Honestly, if they wanted to, they could do a thing to where, and I don't think they're gonna do this, but they could do a thing to where you start out as Kid Goku, and then if you get KO'd, you like turn into a Great Ape for a little bit, and then you transform into Super Saiyan 4. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they'll probably do it the way they did with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, to where you start out as base Vegeta, and then when you hit level 7, you transform into just Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I don't think they would have him go into like a Great Ape for a little bit and then go into Super Saiyan 4, but that is how it happened in the show, so maybe they might do that for him, but we'll have to wait and see whenever he gets announced. That would be cool though. That would be cool if they did that. Next character I have on here is Goku Black, and you know, I love the Goku Black arc in Dragon Ball Super. I think it was better, somewhat better in the manga. I say this as I write it, but I haven't. But Goku Black was such a great character. I loved him so much. He was just a breath of fresh air. It was a thing that every Dragon Ball fan wanted for a really long time. An evil Goku, even though, we had Turles, but Turles isn't canon. I should put Turles on this list too, actually. But yeah, I think having Goku Black on here would be really cool. He would probably be a. Honestly, I could see him being. I could see him being like a tank or a technical. To be honest, I don't know why I could see him as a tank. I don't know. I guess because he was kind of tanky a little bit in the show, so I don't know if they're keeping it that way. But either he would be tank or he'd be technical. Obviously, level 7, he would turn into Rose, yada yada yada. I just want Goku Black in the game, please. You guys give us half of the puzzle. You gave us Zamasu. Just give us Goku Black. If he's announced for season 4, I will buy him frame 1. I'm not kidding. Like, I was supposed to buy Vegito frame 1, but I still have him. I'm just waiting for him to hit the star thing so I can grind out more to get him. The same thing with Bardock. I didn't buy him day 1. Waiting for him to be in the star season 2. So, but for Goku Black, I'll buy him day 1. I don't care if he sucks. I don't care if he's good. That's my goal right there. Next character I have on here is Beast Gohan, obviously. Because, I mean, it would be so weird if they're adding all these characters if they don't add Beast Gohan into the game. And if we're sticking to the rule to where all the characters are the same role as they are, he would be technical. And I imagine he would be disgusting because every Gohan, the 3 that we have in Squadra, are disgusting in their own... 3. The 2 that we have in Squadra are disgusting in their own ways. Ultimate Gohan was a menace day 1, but they buffed him, so... I mean, debuffed him, so he's not as good. He's good, but he's not as, like, powerful as he was day 1, because he was, like, bugged or something when he came out day 1. So, I imagine, you know, they'll be doing tricks on it for Beast Gohan whenever they release him, so... Yeah, the next character I have on my list is Fuse Zamasu, obviously, because, you know, wouldn't make any sense for you to have Goku Black and Zamasu and not have Fuse Zamasu. Honestly, I really don't know what role he would be if he's announced for the game. He'd probably be maybe damage, and honestly, I imagine if Fuse Zamasu is damage, or no matter what role he is, he'll probably have like a damage over time thing like how Topo has. Maybe a bit better, but I just imagine him having something like that. Could be wrong, but I don't know. I just feel it in my bones he would have that. The next characters that I have on here is a tag unit. It would be Android 17 and 18. And honestly, the only reason why I have them as tag units, because obviously we have them in the game right now, but this is Z 17 and 18 to where, you know, they worked as a team to kill off the Z fighters and kill Gohan and yada yada yada, and I just think it would be cool if they were that, but just like tag characters. Yeah, they'd probably be crazy because whenever they release a 17 and 18 in a Dragon Ball mobile game, they're normally cracked. Like the Dokkan Fest 17 and 18 that came out forever ago, got their EZA recently, good. The 17 and 18 in Legends, the Legends Limited one, good. I'm scared when they get a Zenkai, but you know, when they get a Zenkai, I'll be an Android's main. Whenever that happens. Anyways, the next character I have on here is Gohan plus Piccolo. I have to preference this with, I have to say, Saiyan Saga Gohan and Piccolo, because normally when you think of Saiyan Saga Gohan, you think of how, like, he was always near Piccolo, and I think it would be really cool if they were a tag character. I'm gonna reference Dokkan here, because, you know, they have 2 characters in that game like that. So I think what they could do is, I guess it would be like how the Gammas are, to where when one dies, you just swap into the other, unless it like adds in the new to where it's like, oh, if Piccolo gets KO'd, you get to see like him getting knocked, and then you go into Gohan. He has like a buff for like 5 seconds when it happens. I don't think they're gonna do that, but if they do, you know, February 29th, I called it, so just saying. The next character I have on here is DBS Broly, which a lot of these characters, I imagine they are going to add in here. It'll be weird if they didn't, but DBS Broly, because obviously, you know, Broly that we have in Squadra and DBS Broly are 2 different Brolys, you know, so I do imagine he's going to be added. I don't know what role he would be. Probably, honestly, they would probably do something funny, be like, hey guys, you know, it'd be so funny if like we have DBZ Broly be a damage type, but for DBS Broly we have him as like a tank. You know how funny that would be? It could work, because it could just work. You know, Broly's pretty tanky. I'm sure they figured it out. Next on the list, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Is anyone shocked? Is anyone shocked that us as Dragon Ball fans want a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in Genkishin Squadra? And I know whenever he gets released, he's also going to be busted because once again, every Dragon Ball mobile game loves Gohan. So he's probably going to be cracked. He's probably going to be disgusting. And yeah, he'd probably be a tank. And you'd just be cracked. And I think everyone will want to play him. Me included. Next character, I think is going to shock a lot of people. Jiren. I actually do want Jiren in this game because I imagine... God, he'd be so stupid in this game because I imagine he would be a technical type. He would have to try something as something he can do or something. I don't know. They're probably giving him something dumb. Obviously, he would transform into his full power state at level 7. Blah, 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 blah. Jiren. Put him in the game. Next character I have on here. Oh, I'm not even at Jiren yet. Oh, God. Jumped ahead of my list. Anyways, next character. Okay, so for this one, it can either be one or two ways they can do this. So, I'll say Tien and Yamcha as a tag. No, hold on. Time out. But Tien plus Chaozu as a tag unit. Obviously, because, you know, those two are usually, like, together all the time. But obviously, if they don't do Tien and Chaozu, just Tien by himself, I think it'd be good. He'd probably be technical. No, he would be technical because I imagine he would use Solar Flare as, like, a move to, like, do whatever Krillin does, but not what Krillin does. And then the other one I have on here is Yamcha, shockingly. And Yamcha would probably be a damage dealer because they probably would just make him a damage dealer and make him probably really good too because, you know, in a lot of games, Yamcha is really good for some reason. I don't know why. Like, if you've ever watched Daradoya, you know how cracked Yamcha can be in fighters. And how good he is. Well, Daradoya doesn't do Dokkan battle videos, but when Yamcha got his first Dokkan Fest, pretty good. Easy made him better, so they might also do that with Squadra Yamcha, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. And I should have mentioned too, essentially any Squadra character can be good if played in the right hands, I guess. Because there are some characters in this game that I don't think are good personally. Like, I don't. Oh man, I might cancel for this, but I don't like Krillin in Squadra. Granted, I have not played him in Squadra because I don't like Krillin. Like, so I'm not gonna play a character that I don't like. But when I go against people who play Krillin, he's pretty good. Same thing with Hit, honestly. Like, I don't like Hit in Squadra, but people make it work because obviously they put hours into learning a character. And I'm pretty sure people can say the same thing about, like, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and, like, Zamasu. I know, side tangent here, but a lot of people do not like Zamasu as a tank in Squadra. And I do. I really like Zamasu as a tank because even though all tanks recover HP, but I just like having a second life as Zamasu. So basically, you know, if I'm playing like an idiot and I die, quote unquote die, I come back again and, like, I can kind of, you know, do whatever I need to do and, like, protect something for someone or something. But yeah. Anyways, enough of that. I imagine they would make Yamcha really good. Anyways, moving on. Metal Cooler is another character that I would want in Genkishin Squadra because I'm just thinking about this. They could do something really funny with Metal Cooler because if you've seen the Metal Cooler movie, you know that basically if he dies, he regenerates. And I don't think they're gonna do this because that would be very cracked. But, like, imagine they do a thing to where it's like whenever Cooler dies, basically you don't die and you like you come back again as, like, another Cooler. They're not doing this. They're 1000% not doing this, but it would be cool if they did something like that to reference the movie, to where, like, you know, like Goku and Vegeta first like punch through the first Cooler and like split in half, and they're like, "Oh my god, you guys, we won, woo!" And then Cooler just, like, regenerated, and, like, there's, like, a bunch of them on that hill. I think that would be so sick, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I absolutely could be wrong. The next character I have on here is Janemba, and I don't know if they would have Janemba start out in his fat form or just be straight up just, like, like not Fat Janemba, because if they did start him out in his giant form, obviously he would be very big. That doesn't mean nothing, but I don't know. But I would love to have Janemba in the game. Janemba is a very cool character that I wish was canon in the story, but unfortunately, he's not. Maybe one day they'll make it make sense, but for now, he's not canon, and that hurts my feelings because he should be canon, but, you know, a man can only hope. Next character I have on here is Super Boo, and this one is interesting because they can do things with Super Boo. So, I'm going to reference Dokkan again. So, in Dokkan Battle, Super Boo has a card in the game to where I think if you're on a certain turn, he absorbs a certain character. So, I think it's randomized. It might be randomized, but essentially, that Super Boo can either absorb Piccolo, Gohan, or Gotenks. And the one you want him to get is Gohan because that's the best form of that card. But I think to correlate that to Squadra, they probably could do a thing to where maybe Super Boo doesn't really have a lane he's good at. So it's like, I guess it would depend on what lane you go down. So if you went top lane, you would get, because top lane is normally melee and technicals are down there. So you would either get Piccolo or Gohan, but then if you went down the defense lane, you would get Gotenks. So I think that would be really cool to do that. Obviously, he would be really good if you could kind of like decide what lane you would go down to do that. I'm sure there'd be a way to make it not as cracked as I think it is, but I think it'd be really, really cool for them to do that. But hand at it, I will definitely have to wait and see. Another character that I would want in this game is Kid Buu. Since, you know, Dokkan is in its 11th anniversary and we still do not have a Kid Buu, LR Kid Buu in the game. You know, one of these days before the game shuts down, we'll get an LR Kid Buu, but not during this anniversary. I'm gonna be so mad if next month he's the LR. I'm gonna be so upset. Anyways, honestly, nothing really special about Kid Buu. He'd probably just be a damage dealer. Maybe like Broly, kind of. I don't know. They'll figure it out. Next character, God Goku and God Vegeta. As a tag character, obviously, I'm referencing the Broly movie because in the Broly movie, when they fought Broly, they fought him as a team. So it'd be cool to correlate that into the thing. I think for those guys at level 7, they're probably just like both transform to Super Saiyan Blue, and that would probably be it. I think it'd be really cool, really sick. They could do a lot of stuff with that if they wanted to, obviously. Next character, Vegito Blue. I think everyone will see this coming whenever he's announced because obviously in the game we have Super Vegito, so I imagine Vegito Blue is going to be in the game. Probably going to be disgusting. Yeah. Next character, Gogeta Blue. Gogeta Blue. Same thing. And I'm actually shocked we don't. Wow, I just realized we don't have Gogeta in the game yet. Wow. Okay, well, Gogeta. There you go. Gogeta and Gogeta Blue. I really just realized we don't have them in there. I imagine these. Watch it be like Gogeta, Shield, and damn, what's another fusion? Some other fusion for season 4. That would be so funny if I somehow got all of that right. But yeah, Gogeta, obviously, I think it would be really funny, and I think they'd probably make Gogeta a technical, a tech type, just so that way Vegito and Gogeta would like clash with each other because they're like rival fusions and all that other good stuff. Blah 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 blah. I think it'd be really cool. Next character is Super Baby 2 because we have Baby and like before he got to Vegeta and became Baby Vegeta. I think it'd be sick to have him because Super Baby is a really, I like him as a villain. He's cool. I like his voice. the idea of having a evil Vegeta in GT was really good. Obviously, you know, I think it'd be really cool to have him in there. I imagine he's going to be added, but just put that out there. We're down to like the last three actually, unless I add more. DBS Trunks, obviously for obvious reasons, because imagine going into Sword of Hope Trunks, even though I don't think they would do that. They'd probably have it start out with Trunks being in base and then him transforming into Super Saiyan Rage. Maybe his ultimate would be like the Sword of Hope, but I don't think they're gonna like have 3-stage transformations in the game. But who knows? They could easily switch up everything recently, sooner or later. But as it stands now, we don't have that. So yeah, probably just be base Trunks, Rage. That's it. Shallot. This is a long shot because I do not think we're gonna ever get Shallot in Squadra, but you never know. They could add him into the game. I think it'd be sick if they did. Like, I'm just gonna put all of the Dragon Ball Legends like original characters in here too. It'd be sick if we got those characters as well. I don't think we are, but it would be really cool if we did. Android 21. I don't have her on the list, but Android 21. Also, would love to have Android 21 in Squadra. What type would she be? I have no idea. Nor do I care. I probably made her. All right, and the last one on the list for right now, unless I decide to add more stuff, Turles. Yeah, I just want Turles because it's Turles. Okay, the actual Goku Black, because Turles is Goku. He looks like Goku, but like he's black, so like and I think it'd be cool to have him in the game. Honestly, he'd probably be no. What if they made Turles like a tank, but he was able to buff like his lane partner? So like, or I guess technical. I'm gonna stick with tank, but like, imagine they give Turles a thing because Turles eats the Tree of Might. So imagine if he did a thing to where he eats it, and like whatever buffs he gets, he gives to like his lane partner. I think that'd be really sick if they did that. I guess Turles' transformation would be him getting buffer from the Tree of Might. I don't know. But yeah, I think as it stands right now, those are like the characters that I want in Squadron. Unless I come back to this and add more, we'll see. I don't know if I am, but yeah. Genkishin Squadron has definitely had a interesting time being around. They're definitely improving on a lot of things because before it was like hard to get Zenny, and now it's like not the worst thing in the world. They still need to work on getting like newer characters into the star system quicker, but I think they're slowly improving on stuff. And I think if they keep this up, this game will be around for a really long time. But if they don't, the game's gonna EOS in like 2 years. Hopefully not though, because I think a Dragon Ball MOBA is very refreshing to play. And yeah, that'll do for this one. So definitely let me know what characters you would want in Genkishin Squadra. And yeah, I hope next month is Goku Black.